What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Phoenix Models January 2025 releases. So as I record this, I don't see any retailers that have this posted up just yet, but I did get a text list in my hands for what they're going to be releasing for this month, and it looks like it's quite a bit. A lot of decent variety once again, so I'll be eager to see what they've got in the pipeline for this month. So I'll start off with my text list that I have here, and this may not be in the same order as what I'll be able to find later. So if it's a little out of order or, if things are jumping up and down in the editing, I do apologize for that, but I'll do my best to try and make it as linear as possible. So moving on here, we have our text list. We have a Monarch A3300, registration Golf-Echo Oscar Mike Alpha. And I was provided with some photos as well, but I don't see that on there as far as I can tell. We'll go ahead and keep moving. We have an Air China Cargo A330-200 with a black cargo livery. And there is also an A300B4-600 for China Airlines, registered Bravo 1802. I'll try to see if I can find some photos of the aircraft in question online. So the China Airlines looks like it'll be in the older livery from what I can tell. And then as for that Air China Cargo A330, I'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick just to see if there's anything that I can find on that. But it looks like it should just be a standard livery. I'm not seeing anything with a special livery, so not too sure about the marking there with the black cargo. Then we have a Quantis Freight A321. This is the new Santa's Freight livery that appeared just before Christmas. Then we have an Air Algerie Airbus A330-200 with the Nejma logo. I'm not sure how you say that, but the registration on this is 7 Tango Victor Juliet X-Ray. And just looking at one of the photos that I am provided, and yes, it does line up. There's a sticker up at the front of the aircraft. There's also another A330-200 for the same airline, just with a different registration. Swiss A340-300 with the registration Hotel Bravo-Julia Mike Hotel. I presume this is in the current livery as well. I did spot Juliet Mike Alpha in Miami in that same livery. I also know that Phoenix did that exact same plane with the red nose, which I think is something that they do for the holidays. Then we have a Quantis A321 Neo. This will be the first for the airline, Victor Hotel-Oscar Golf Alpha. And one of the photos that I can find of it here is that it's out of the paint shop with the Quantis livery applied and should be fitted with engines in very soon. Moving down, we have a Nordwind Airlines 777-200ER, registered Victor Papa-Bravo Juliet to Juliet. A KLM 777-300ER, this is with the revised livery with the blue droop, now going all the way down to the bottom of the nose cone, which they did change recently. Then we have a China Eastern Comex C919, registered Bravo-657 Tango. See if I can find a photo of that, just to get a sense of it. I do wonder if it's the same plane that NG is going to do, because I'm recording this on the same day that NG posted all the artwork for their January releases with over 60 models across all their scales. So we'll be eager to see what that turns out to be. And then moving down, we have a Illusion 96 for the Russia Federal Security Services. And one of the photos I can find of it does have it's just a blue cheat line with really no text on it to identify it other than the Russian flag and the registration. Then we have a Thai Airways Star Alliance A350-900, so that will be very interesting to see. And then next up, a Singapore 777-300ER, registered Niner Victor-Sierra November Bravo. Should just be a standard livery there, so very good to see a Singapore 333. Then we have an Air Canada 737 MAX 8. Now, I did hear that they're going to transfer these to Air Canada Rouge, which is a very interesting move by Air Canada. But I wonder if similar aircraft in size like the A220-300 or the A321, if those are fulfilling something that makes the MAX 8 a little redundant for their fleet. I'm not sure what's going on with that. There's a second one here as well, just with a different registration. Korean Air A350-900, so another manufacturer doing this, and again, this is something that NG should have done. They should be taking notes on this. Then we have an EVA Air A321, excuse me. This is the Pinky Jet livery. Let me see if there is a photo attached of this one. There is. Yeah, very interesting. So it's kind of like it's a shade of pink in a way across the fuselage, and it does feature Hello Kitty all over it. And then we have a British Airways A380 in here. Very nice to see. This is Golf Dash X-Ray Lima Echo Echo. I think I may have spotted this exact one before. I'm not 100% sure. Let me look up the registration of my Gemini one real quick. So I have LEL from Gemini. That's the newest A380 that they've done for British Airways. And then moving down, we have a WestJet 767-300. That's very interesting to see. Registered Charlie Dash Golf Oscar Golf November. And this one is now with Prime Air, as far as I can tell. But it looks like that was the one that actually overran the runway recently. So just taking a look. Yep, this overran the runway at Vancouver back in November, which caused the nose landing gear to collapse. But yeah, former Quantis airframe, and then it went to WestJet, and then to Amazon Prime Air, and then Cargo Jet in between that as well. And then we have an EVA Air Jolly Jet 777-300ER. So Bravo-16740 is the registration. It looks like it's a Sanrio characters livery, which I have seen. I think it was AV400 that did do that recently. And then one Sol 1 to 200 release, we have a Interflug Illusion 14. DDR-SAL is the registration. So Interflug, kind of an interesting airline to me, but they were from East Berlin, National Airline of East Germany. Back when they were around, they ceased operations in April of 1991, so just a little bit before the Soviet Union was dissolved. So those are the Phoenix releases for January, but I just got a hold of some retailer listings. They are marked as March releases, which is a bit interesting, but since I see them being announced in January, of course, I will label this as a January release video. But it is interesting to note that we do have these releases marked for the month of March. But getting a hold of some extra photos, I do see the Monarch A330. So that's in the older yellow cheat line livery. And then the Air China Cargo, which is just a standard livery there. I'm guessing the black cargo probably just means like the text for Air China Cargo. The Chinese text anyway, that's just in a black color. And the China A300, yep, that's in the old livery as I would have predicted. And then I found a picture of Santa's Freight A321. And then the other stuff like the the Singapore 777, standard livery as I said. And then everything else looks like it lines up pretty well with what I found. So the listings are a little out of order with the text list that I was provided. So just something to note there, but I'll do my best to have tried and rearranged it to fit the text list that I was provided with the order that was in. But a very interesting release from Phoenix here. You probably won't get anything out of this if I were to pre-order something. Maybe something like the Singapore 777 that does interest me, or the KLM 333, the Swiss A340, since I saw one of those in Miami this past fall now. And yeah, just some other fun things really, and I'm kind of excited to see what Phoenix has got for 2025. And they certainly know how to keep things diverse with their releases. They find a way to make it work. They're kind of like Gemini Jets in a way, where they play with the cards that they're dealt with. In this case, the quote-unquote cards being the molds, which some of them aren't the greatest, but they do have some pretty solid ones out there. So definitely a good way to handle that, and I'm really eager to see what they've got coming up as we move through the remainder of this year. Still got 11 months left. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.